Okay, so today we are opening the file on a really complex family drama, but we're not talking modern wills and estates here.
No, not at all. We're going way back. Think West Bank of the Nile, Thebes.
Around 2000 BC, right?
Exactly. And what's amazing is our source material. Well, it's based on incredibly specific details from real X12 dynasty letters.
Wow, actual letters. So this isn't just a story, it's got real historical grounding.
It really does. It gives us this extraordinary window into domestic life back then. You've got this family unit, looks stable on the surface,
It's stable, yeah.
but underneath, well, the sources suggest this deep rottenness just waiting for something to crack it open.
And that's our mission for this deep dive, isn't it? To get beneath that surface.
Precisely. We need to look at how all these pressures, the traditions, the psychological masks people wore, how it all fractured this household.
Leading to, well, multiple deaths. It's not just a whodunit, though.
No, not just that. We're trying to pull out some, universal truths about human psychology, deception, all from this 4,000-year-old setting.
Okay, so let's set the scene. To really get the pressure ticker feel, we need to understand their world. The father, Imhotep, he's a Ka priest.
That's right. His main job, his whole household's purpose, is maintaining the Ka service for a deceased noble, a guy named Merenptah.
And what does Ka service actually involve? Is it like prayers?
It's more like perpetual care, feeding the spirit, maintaining the offerings, ensuring the dead man's Ka, his life force, sort of is sustained. Think maybe like a medieval chantry bequest, but very Egyptian.
So it's a full-time gig, and their entire financial stability depends on it.
Entirely. It's their only source of income and status. If they fail at the Ka service, poof, everything's gone. Wealth, purpose, social standing.
Okay, wow. So any family drama isn't just drama, it's an existential threat.
Exactly. That structural insecurity is key. And it's funny, even their sense of time was a bit wobbly.
Right, you mentioned the calendar. They had the 3 seasons tied to the Nile inundation, winter, summer. That seems straightforward.
It does, but their official 365-day year didn't quite match up. It drifted. So sometimes the official New Year's Day could be like 6 months off the actual agricultural cycle.
So even the calendar, this thing that's supposed to be rigid, was kind of unstable.
Yeah, it highlights this theme, doesn't it? They're clinging to tradition for security, but the foundations, the calendar, the finances, are fundamentally shaky, built on sand, almost literally.
And quickly, before we meet the family, that note on language is important. Brother and sister could mean spouse.
Yes, frequently interchangeable with lover, husband, wife. It just points to a complexity in their family structure that we need to keep in mind.
Got it. Okay, stage set. Enter Renisenb.
Right. The daughter. She comes home after 8 years away, a widow, and she's explicitly looking for security, for that constant, unchanging vibe of her father's house.
Seeking refuge from grief, basically.
Exactly.
Wow.
But what she walks back into, well, it's this chaotic kind of normalcy that everyone just accepts as stable.
Starting with Dad, Imhotep. You said he's barely there.
Pretty much. He's fussy, pompous, technically the patriarch, but he relies completely on everyone else to run the Ka service.
While he sends letters telling them what to do.
Yeah, frantic instructions on papyrus rolls. He's wearing this mask of being in control, but he's not really.
And the day-to-day atmosphere, dominated by the wives, Satipi and Kate.
Oh yeah, they define the household noise. Satipi is loud, handsome, very dominant. Kate is described as plain, quiet, really focused on her kids.
And they argue all the time.
Constantly. And the sources are great here. It's over silly things like mats and cushions.
But crucially, it wasn't real anger.
No, that's the key detail. It was just background noise. It made the time pass. Performance, really, not genuine conflict.
Okay, so we have these masks. What about the others? The eldest son, Yahmose.
Yahmose. He's presented as gentle, conscientious, always worried, and constantly bullied by Satipi, his stepmother, it seems.
His mask is the meek victim.
Sort of, yeah. That's how he appears. Then you have Hene.
The devoted relative. Sounds nice.
Well, that's her mask. Devotion mixed with self-pity. But everyone secretly dislikes her. Her real role, sneaking, gossiping, stirring the pot.
But she works hard. Like a drudge.
Tirelessly.
Yeah.
While spying on absolutely everyone.
Okay, quite the character. And finally, Hori.
Hori. Imhotep's business manager. He's different. Quiet, sharp, seen as totally trustworthy. rock solid.
Renisenb remembers him fondly, right? Mending her toy lion.
Yeah, he represents this kind of immovable reliability in this house full of, well, theatrical chaos.
So this whole setup, this fragile balance of everyone playing their parts, it's about to get completely shattered.
Instantly, the catalyst arrives. Imhotep comes home.
Well, not alone.
Not alone, he brings Nofret. Young, beautiful, his new concubine from the north, she's the outsider.
The intruder, and her presence just blows everything up.
Completely destructive.
Yeah.
Because she messes with the established social order and potentially the economic order, too.
And notice the immediate shift you mentioned. Sadapi and Kate stop fighting each other.
Instantly. That familiar bickering vanishes. They unite against Nofret. It proves how superficial their old fights were, really. Just distractions.
And Nofret doesn't just sit back and take it.
Oh, no. She seems to deliberately make things worse. She gets subjected to this quiet, relentless, petty persecution. You know, thorns put in her clothes, linen dye spilled.
The dead mouse in the bread. That's grimly specific.
Isn't it? But she's clever. She uses this persecution. She gets the scribe, Kameni, and Ennet to witness it all.
Why? What's her goal?
She engineers a letter from Imhotep, threatening to disinherit his own sons, Yahmose, Sobek, and Epi.
Wow. That hits right at the cost service, the money.
Exactly. It turns the petty household squabbles into a high-stakes, potentially lethal conflict over inheritance and survival.
And not long after this, Nofret is found dead.
Found at the bottom of the cliff path near the tomb. Her body broken and twisted.
And the family's immediate reaction?
Accident. Definitely an accident. Nothing to see here.
But there are suspicions, right? Sobek.
Yeah, initial suspicion definitely points to Sobek. He's the second son, the hothead. Renisenb remembers him killing a cobra on that same path, bragging he likes killing things.
And he'd actually threatened Nofret.
Openly threatened to strangle her just hours before. He fits the bill perfectly. Passionate, violent.
Seems plausible. Case closed.
Not quite. Because the real killer is still there.
Yeah.
In the house. And this, Renisenb starts to notice, is where the masks really start to slip or solidify.
Okay, hold on. Let's talk about Sadapi again, the dominant one. Loud, in charge.
Yeah.
But after Nofret's death, the source says she changes completely, becomes weak, vacillating, even timid, terrified.
It's a huge shift. Her mask didn't just crack, it shattered.
What does that tell us? That the person who maybe saw the truth, who wasn't fooled, just crumbled.
I think it tells us she saw something specific, something that terrified her about the new reality, maybe about someone specific.
But she doesn't get to say what, because she dies next.
In the exact same spot where Nofret fell. And crucially, witnesses say she looked back, screamed, "Nofret!" and then fell.
Which is just perfect for the family narrative, isn't it?
Couldn't be better. Nofret's vengeful spirit, it's back. Seeking revenge. It becomes the official story.
The ultimate supernatural alibi. It explains Nofret's death, Sadapi's death, and conveniently covers up any human involvement.
And under the cover of this ghost story, the real killing continues. Sobek and Ipi are next.
Poisoned, right?
Yes. Sobek, being Sobek, downs his poison wine at a draft. Dies instantly. Typical.
But Yahmose, the gentle, worried one.
He only sips his. Gets gravely ill, but doesn't die.
And he really plays up the illness, doesn't he? Feigns weakness.
Oh, absolutely. He leans right into that victim role. It fits his mask perfectly. The one he's worn for years makes him seem harmless, certainly not a killer.
While everyone else is panicking about ghosts or pointing fingers.
Exactly. Then Issa enters the picture, the grandmother.
And she's the voice of reason.
She is. She starts thinking logically. She doesn't buy the evil spirits stuff.
She figures it has to be a person.
Yes. Someone living. Someone who knew exactly when and where to strike. And critically, she realizes something else.
What's that?
That the killer would be someone whose behavior hadn't changed. Someone still wearing their mask perfectly. Maintaining that facade of normalcy.
Because changing behavior draws attention.
Precisely. But thinking clearly, logically. Well, that makes Issa dangerous to the killer.
So she becomes the next victim.
Murdered. Poison again. But this time, it's absorbed through her sweet-smelling unguent. Her soothing balm.
Oh, that's chilling. So intimate. Delivered via something meant for comfort.
It shows the killer had close access, trust, and utter ruthlessness. Cold calculation.
This is where Hori steps up, isn't it? With that idea of the false door.
Yes, this is maybe the philosophical core of the whole thing. Hori explains it to Renisenb.
What is the false door?
He says people create a personality, a facade like Sadapi's loudness, or Kate's quietness, or Sobek's temper to hide their real selves. It's a false door they present to the world.
To deceive everyone. And maybe themselves, too.
Off of themselves, too. But Hori says, when reality comes and touches them with the feather of truth, that false door collapses. The hidden self, often ruthless, emerges.
So the people acting strangely, like Satipi falling apart, they were the ones whose false doors had broken.
Exactly. They were easier to spot because their masks failed. The real danger, Hori implies, is the person whose false door remains perfectly intact, undisturbed.
Okay, so Yahmose's mask was gentle, conscientious, worried. How does that mask shield a killer? It seems so non-threatening.
That's precisely why it works. It disarms everyone. Nobody suspects the meek victim. When he faked being so ill from the poison, he took himself completely off the suspect list for the later murders.
His lifelong habit of suppressing his feelings became his greatest weapon.
You could say that. His outward gentleness allowed for inward calculation and ruthlessness.
Which leads Renisenb and Hori to the awful truth.
The shocking truth. The killer was Yahmose all along, the gentle, worried, conscientious eldest son.
And the motive. Why no fret?
It seems Satipi pushed him too far. She witnessed him kill Nofret after goading him, taunting him, calling him a coward, saying she was the better man.
That constant bullying finally snapped something.
It looked like it. That suppressed rage Renisemb's mother apparently worried about when he was a child. It finally exploded.
And Satipi saw it happen, which explains her terror afterwards.
Exactly. She wasn't scared of Nofret's ghost. She was terrified of her own husband, the man she'd just seen commit murder. Her fall wasn't supernatural. It was probably driven by pure fear of Yahmose.
And the subsequent poisonings. Yahmose just cleaning house.
Systematically removing threats. His brothers, who stood to inherit alongside him, and anyone who might suspect the truth. Like Issa, and like Hennes.
Right. We can't forget Hennet, the spy.
Poor Hennet. She thought she knew everything, saw everything. She must have suspected Yahmose.
So she had to go too.
Strangled with linen, swabbed like a mummy almost. A final contemptuous act. The person everyone disliked, killed by the person everyone trusted.
It all comes down to that cliff path again, doesn't it? The final confrontation.
Yahmose tries to kill Renisenb there too. He's completely lost it now, consumed by this gloating cruelty. He still wants to maintain the vengeful ghost story.
The Hori is there.
Hori saves her, shoots Yahmose with an arrow, ends the killing spree.
So Renisenb, she came home looking for things to be unchanging, safe.
And instead, she gets thrown into this vortex of change, betrayal, and violence. But it forces her to see reality, to think.
She leaves as Renisenb the thinker, not the naive child.
Her whole perspective shifts. She has to accept the harsh truth about human nature, about masks, about how stability can be an illusion.
And this transformation is kind of cemented by her final choice, right, between two men.
Yes. Kameni, the handsome scribe who witnessed Nofret's persecution, he offers the easy life, traditional romance, comfort, illusion perhaps.
Like the life she thought she wanted when she came back.
Exactly. Or she can choose Hori. Grave, insightful Hori.
He doesn't promise easy comfort.
No. He promises knowledge, courage, a shared vision for Egypt's future, a life lived with eyes wide open to the complexities, the darkness, the reality of people.
And she chooses Hori.
She does. She chooses the path of difficult knowledge over comfortable illusion. The chaos forced clarity on her, but wow, what a price.
What really sticks with me, though, is that insight from Hori. The most dangerous person wasn't the one acting out, being loud or angry.
No. Like Sobek or Satipi. Their masks were cracking. They were showing distress.
The real threat was the one who stayed perfectly normal, perfectly consistent.
Because, as Hori suggests, the truly evil mind, the calculating mind, knows it dare not afford any unusual behavior.
Yeah.
It has to maintain the facade at all costs.
The perfect consistency becomes the perfect shield.
It hides the rottenness within. The most convincing masks belong to the most dangerous people.
So maybe the final thought for you listening is this. We tend to look for danger in the disruptions, the outbursts, the strange behavior.
The cracks in the facade.
Yeah. But what about the person whose calm never breaks? Whose niceness, whose reliability is absolutely unwavering even when everything around them is falling apart?
Could that perfect consistency sometimes be the most dangerous thing of all?
Something to mull over.
Until our next deep dive.
We'll see you then.